Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got something really cool to share with you guys. I am shocked that they can actually sell this for this price. Miguron is constantly, even in today's climate, constantly selling things that are, between the premium and budget knife world, dramatically lower than their competition. It is really crazy. This is, I think, one of the craziest things that they've released. I went and looked up the price of this knife, which I probably put in the thumbnail, and considering what it is, it's pretty shocking. So let's open it up and take a look. Today's video is, of course, just an unboxing and first impressions, not a review. Thanks to Miguron. This will be linked down in the description. It helps my channel and use those links, but that's up to you. Make sure your notifications are on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. What do we have here? That's kind of a funny name. The Vatso. Is that what it says? Yeah, it could be Vatso. Maybe that's a real word. I don't know. It just makes me think that it makes me think of Fatso, which is funny. Okay. Nothing crazy with the box here. Come on. Outside of my inability to open it. So this little guy, oh, that's a good look. And look at that finish there. But the special finish on crystal titanium. High reflectivity crystal titanium. But wait, it's also DLC M390. I know someone's going to go, another crossbar lock. Yeah, okay. If you don't like crossbar locks, then just ignore it. There's lots of stuff out there. This is not impressive because it's a crossbar lock, because it's titanium, because it's M390 or even DLC. It's impressive because it's $150. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. This knife is roughly the size of your Kershaw Livewire. Or not the Kershaw Livewire, sorry. My wife just came home and my son is greeting my little one upstairs, which is what all of that noise is. They're both screaming, squealing. They're happy to see each other. But yeah, that is roughly the same size as the Kershaw Bel Air, is what I was saying. This is a nice little EDC size, nice little, I'm going to call it a sheep's foot. That's what it looks like to me. It has a little harpoon notch there. We got some super nice, very functional jimping. I cannot stand cosmetic jimping. Either give it to me, give me the whole thing, or don't put it on there at all. Very lightweight, a lot of trimming on the inside for the titanium. The crystal titanium looks awesome. And here's the cool thing about crystal titanium. When crystal tie is polished, right, this is non-anodized. A lot of times when a high polished surface is a fingerprint magnet, and it dulls it a little bit, but you can just see I just put my fingers all over it and it looks absolutely amazing. The lock-in on this guy, this is just barely a 4-finger knife. Lock-in is spectacular. Obviously you can operate this knife on either side. So do we have, yeah, we have space for people to mount it for left-handed carry. That is awesome. So this is also running on bearings. Beautiful, very cool. I don't think I have ever seen a pocket knife that's crystal tie and DLC M390 for anywhere near $150. Not even in the same, like in the same hemisphere, the same planet as $150. I've seen nice $150 knives. I've seen Miguron combine titanium and M390, like on the Vacor for $100. Now, I don't know what was going on with the HRC range on that guy. This guy has the industry standard 59 to 61. Should they bump it up a little bit? I think so. 60 to 62, that'd be great. 59 to 61, that's industry standard. We see that all over the place. So I'm not necessarily unhappy about that. I think that's great, but the price is still just absolutely insane. How are they doing, legitimately, how are they doing this? How? This is crazy. This is crazy. Very cool. I would love to see this. I would love to see exactly this, because I think it's great to have a smaller one. Exactly this, just a little bit bigger, right? Let's measure it. Let's measure it real quick. The overall length of this guy coming in at 7 inches. So a 7-inch pocket knife, wow, pretty good blade. 3¼ inch blade and a 2.85 inch cutting edge. Let's also weigh it, because I bet you anything that this knife falls into the category of ultra lightweight. Where is my scale? Okay, I found it. So the weight on this guy, I probably should have turned it on before I started the camera. The weight on this guy, 2.5 ounces for at least 3 inches of blade. I measured it a little low on the blade there, like a little down here, but you're looking at least 3 inches of blade. That is very, very light. I mean, that is just spectacularly light, with balance that's right about where you're going to have your index finger on this knife during use. So pretty cool. Yeah, I love that we've got a small one. This needs a big brother. This is spectacular as it is, honestly. First impressions, just exceptional. Yeah, we got enough crossbar locks, but you know what we don't have? We don't have crossbar locks that are utilizing crystal titanium and DLC M390 for $150. I know that this is easy to diminish. Like, some people are just kind of glass half empty, and you want to diminish it and be like, it's just a crossbar. Yeah, that's not the part that's cool. The part that's cool is that we're getting all of this. So if it's not for you, that's okay. But for so many people, this is such a spectacular value. It's such a big deal, and it absolutely is worth talking about. We should be celebrating companies who are trying to do stuff like this. You know why? Because it creates competition for the companies who are charging us too much money for the stuff that's boring, right? This is an incredible price tag on something that is interesting, and it competes with something that's way too much money and is boring. We need this stuff here. We need it coming out. We need people making this type of choice so that other companies, and when I say other companies, I mean other Chinese production companies that are just kind of like, whoa, pump the brakes, pal, right? We need them to take notice and be like, hey, like, this is a problem. You know, I want them to compete. I want them to come out with things that are a better value, right? Not necessarily just less expensive, but if you're going to hit those high price points, you better be bringing something pretty incredible, because your competition is bringing pretty incredible stuff to the table for less. In this case, half. Can you imagine what some companies out there would charge for this? Most of their competition would charge probably at least 50 to 100 more. A bare minimum. So yes, it absolutely is worth celebrating and talking about and putting up on a pedestal. I mean, that's all I do is compare and contrast. So when something is a combination of incredible materials and incredible effort, and then the price tag is just the cherry on top of that, it's absolutely worth holding up and saying this one is different, right? Acknowledging that it is. This is very cool. I very much want to see more stuff like this from Miguron, and I have a feeling we're going to see it. We need a bigger version of this, though. We need an 8-inch version of this knife. That would be absolutely excellent for people who just want a bigger knife. But as it is, absolutely spectacular. It's one of the best values of the year, in my opinion. Very cool. I think that's going to be pretty much it today. You can expect a full-length review on the Vatso. I'm sure I don't know exactly how to pronounce Vatso, if it's Vatso or Vatso, I don't know. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.